Hey guys, it's Jax, and today we are doing my meal prepping 101 video. So this is going to be kind of an introduction to meal prepping for those who don't normally do it or want to start doing it. Because sometimes for people, meal prepping sounds really intimidating or can be confusing. So I figured I would do this video with looking at a couple of videos I have done already to give people answers to a lot of questions that I do get when it comes to meal prepping. So my first main question I get is going to be, what do you make? It's a really broad question, but you don't have to make anything specific to meal prep. You really don't. Meal prepping is pretty simple, and it's pretty much whatever you want to eat. So for like my meals, my basic ones, I love chicken and I love salmon. So a lot of my meals for my protein, I'll either have chicken or salmon. For my carb, I try to stick with clean carbs. The only thing is brown rice for me doesn't taste right, and so that's the only thing that I do kind of screw up with or mess around with is going to be the carb. So sometimes I will do white rice. Otherwise, I will do like whole grain Texas toast kind of deal. So usually using whole grain bread. That's going to be one of your clean carbs. And vegetables, unlimited. So the issue with that is you need to be careful because carrots and a lot of other vegetables do have a lot of sugar. So that digs into your whole little carb spectrum. So you really have to be careful on what you pick. I prefer to stick with green vegetables. They seem to be the easiest to balance out for the carb sugar portion of it. And on top of that, green vegetables are actually a lot better for you. Kale and Brussels sprouts are my two favorites. They actually have kalelettes, which are a hybrid of the two, so it's like the perfect world if you like both. So that's what I usually do. When it comes to picking your meals, just pick anything that you would really actually like to eat, I guess. There's no rules for what makes a meal. So I have an example here. On Sunday, I did meal prepping at Hy-Vee, which is the grocery store here, and they have a program called Dish, which you give them the recipes, and you go in with a group of people, and you make meals, 5 meals for an entire week. And, the meals that we picked served 4. So, this is one of the meals, for example. This is a full meal. This is a full 4-person meal. So for me alone, I would probably easily eat this, and I would make this into extra lunches for work, and I could, for 2 days, this would feed me for 2 days, lunch and dinner, easily. This is quinoa pilaf. So in here you can see, I'll turn the bag around. So the recipe card's here. This is how to prep everything. Right here we've got the vegetables, the quinoa, and then the chicken stock. Yeah, chicken stock. But then there's extra stuff to put in here. So like your pepper and salt and your olive oil obviously are going to be included in your bag. But this is really quick. Literally just pull this out of the fridge and follow the instructions. You're cooking the quinoa, you're adding the vegetables, you're adding that. It's super, super quick, super easy, and very, very simple. So depending on what you want to do, you can do single stuff. We did the meals for 4 because a lot of people were doing couples, and a lot of people had families. So that's really something you're going to look at. If it's just for you, you're obviously going to make your portions a little bit smaller. So the way you want to portion out food, if you're doing it by yourself, you want to portion out your food. Everyone's going to eat a different amount. I mean, it might sound really weird, like you're sitting next to someone and they should eat the same amount as you, which is not true completely, because what you should be intaking is a protein the size of your palm and the thickness. That should be the size of your protein. Your carb should be the size of your fist. So for me, I have really tiny hands. So my carbs are a lot smaller than, say, my boyfriend. My boyfriend would have a lot more carbs than me in his food or can have more carbs because he's got a lot bigger of a hand, especially with the protein. I will have a lot smaller serving. And that's an easy way to balance out, to know what you should be intaking and what someone else should be eating. Now, I necessarily wouldn't do this kind of meal prepping plan with kids, because obviously kids have smaller hands, and I don't think you want to feed them like you're feeding a bird. So I would mainly focus this for being like maybe like 18 and up kind of deal for this kind of meal prepping. There's a lot of different ways to meal prep and a lot of different ways to find your portions for dieting. This is just the program that I do. Vegetables are unlimited, so it's just the protein and carb you really need to monitor, and then making sure you get a really good vegetable choice. Which, like I said, for me, it's going to be, I actually really do like green beans, sugar snap peas, Brussels sprouts, and kale. Those are like my go-to 4, but for some of my meals, because I do have to have 6 a day, I balance all of that out. So for my snacks, I might do like celery sticks with peanut butter, because peanut butter does have a lot of protein. If you get you need to get the natural peanut butter. So a lot of the stuff, don't ever look at calories and fat calories, because those are on a whole different level. What you really want to focus on is your carb intake, especially if you're trying to tone and everything like that. So I mean, and I've lost a lot of weight. I'm still eating almost the exact same as I used to eat, but it's a lot cleaner and a lot healthier, and I get full up on my vegetables, and I've still been losing weight. So it doesn't matter what your calorie intake is. It does to an extent. You really don't want to find a way to get the most calories out of your food, but you want to make sure that you're just not eyeing the whole calorie portion, because something that doesn't have a lot of calories could have a lot more carbs than something that has, so you get that point. So when it comes to that, I would focus on always the carb portions of anything. Light salad dressing is always going to have less carbs than a fat-free, and I actually prefer light over fat-free anyway. You know, it's a preference. You do still want to monitor your fat calorie intake, but it's not as severe, especially if you're working out a lot. It does not matter too much. At least in my world, it doesn't. So just making sure that you're eating right and eating healthy is the main idea for meal prepping. It's also simplicity, and it's also just makes everything easier. So like today, got home from work, I'm tired, I don't want to cook much. I do have one of the meals that we did prep, and it's the Parmesan onion chicken, and that one is going to be super easy. I'm literally going to go into the kitchen, I'm going to crack an egg, I am going to put the chicken in the egg, I'm going to roll it in the crumb crust, I'm going to put it in a pan and stick it in the oven, and it's done. Like, that's how simple it is. So you don't need to prep anything, you don't need to make sure you have everything for it. It's all done for you and ready to go. So a lot of it just depends on you. So it depends on what you want to eat. And yeah, that's the main question I always get, is what to eat. Because a lot of people, personally, I can eat the same thing day after day and not get bored of it, because for me, I don't invest my whole life in food. I love cooking, I really do, but I don't think about it too much. So when it comes to eating the same thing every day and people ask me, oh, how do you do that? Don't you ever get sick of it? I really don't. I actually, because I'm making food that I like. I'm making food that I actually like to eat, so it doesn't get boring for me. And that's what you really got to focus on. Make stuff that you like and that you want to eat. Don't make stuff just because, oh, it's healthier, it's better for you. Follow a small, simple guide, easily doing the protein, carb, and vegetables, and then just make meals that appeal to you, that you find yummy and want to eat a lot of. And that's pretty much it. I mean, there really isn't a lot to meal planning, and it's not that difficult. It's actually pretty simple once you get the hang of it. If you guys have any questions and want to know about other things that I've done with my meal prepping, if you have any questions about it in general, or if you need ideas to get kick-started, I do have a lot of videos that I have been filming of my meal preps. I did not film this week's, So that's why I'm doing a 101 video. But otherwise, every Sunday I will be uploading a meal prepping video for my whole week of meals. I've already done mine this week, so I'm good to go. Don't forget, also, on top of a healthy diet like meal prepping, fitness is huge and getting all your activity in. So make sure that you are working out, doing something, walking around, walking a dog, playing with a dog. I want a dog. But yeah, so leave in the comments below any questions you might have, or if you have tips of your own from meal prepping, if you meal prep yourself, if you have any ideas, maybe include recipes, other things like that. Give this a thumbs up if you found this helpful. Thumbs down if I guess you didn't, but I mean, to each their own. And I will see you guys in a later video. Bye!